What is up, YouTube? Weston here at the Sunday Drive. Today we're going to give you a 6-year update / review on the Coverking Neosupreme Seat Covers on this 2012 Camaro.
So thanks, Weston, for the intro. As he said, we are going to be doing a review of the seat covers that have been installed in my Camaro for about 80,000 miles or 6 years. We have a nice comparison between the driver's side and passenger side, so let's get to that right now. So these are the Neosupreme seat covers. These are the lower end seat covers by Coverking. You can see I got the Camaro embroidered in the headrest right here, and they do offer some options for stuff like that. But these are the lower quality seat covers, so they haven't held up as well as the ones that I have in my truck, which are their Neoprene covers, and I'll have a link to the description of that video right above. But you can see these have definitely taken a beating. They have 80,000 miles on them, and you can see the side bolstering here is definitely worn down. The seat and fabric here is separating, and this is a common complaint with these seat covers, that the fabric actually separates from the lining underneath. And you can see that that's definitely happening here. Now, I have not had this problem with the Neoprene seat covers. They're much thicker and seem a lot more durable in my truck. And again, they have 50,000 miles on them, so a bit of life, and they've held up really well. But we're gonna pop this cover off and show you how the seats have held up underneath. They are leather under here. But first, let's go over to the passenger side. That seat has a lot fewer miles on it, so you can see how that one's held up in comparison. Over here on the passenger side, you can see kind of what the seat covers look like more originally. They haven't really faded at all, so that is one positive. Now, my Camaro does have tint on the windows, so they aren't getting a lot of UV, but I do always ride with the windows down in the summertime. So you can see up here at the top, where the wind is kind of blowing on it and the sun's beating on it with the open windows, it has faded a little bit right here, but the rest of the seat has pretty much maintained its color. So just keep that in mind. If you are in a lot of heavy sun or don't have tint on your windows, your seats are probably going to fade. But overall, the passenger side has held up really well. A little bit of wear right here on the bolstering, but again, much fewer miles on the passenger side. Your driver's side, if you're putting a lot of miles on it, is more of what you're going to experience. But if it's just a weekend car for the summertime, these will probably hold up well enough for you. Now, the 5th gen Camaros have a strap that you guys can see right here. If I can get it out, you kind of have to feed it through, but it doesn't really work very well with this seat cover anymore. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this out. There it goes. So there's a seatbelt strap that's supposed to hold your seatbelt in place, and there's a magnetic clip for it right here. But with the seat cover installed, it's always pulling that clip off, and your seatbelt ends up flapping back. So that is kind of one negative thing about these seat covers. There isn't really much I think they could do to make that better. It's just kind of a nature of having a seat cover on here. It's going to push this metal clip off. So what I've decided to do is just keep this installed underneath of the seat cover itself. It protects it, and I just kind of accept that my seatbelt is going to flop back to the rear of the vehicle. So that's one thing to note. All right, so let's take this seat cover off. I haven't actually had these off in a while, and we'll see how the leather has held up underneath. So if we take the headrest off, again, embroidery in there that you can get. This is how they install on the bottom of these headrests. You can see just some Velcro straps. And we pull that off. Obviously this has held up really well. Nobody's sitting on it or anything. But the leather looks pretty much the same way it did as when I bought this car. Definitely love the orange leather interior on here. One of the reasons I fell in love with this car. Some dirt. So these are 2-piece seat covers, so the top and back are separate. For the first 10,000 miles I had this car, I did not have seat covers on them. So some of this wear is from them, but I would say that these seat covers have not done the best of jobs of protecting this right here. You can definitely see some wear in the bolstering. However, this is definitely a lot less than there would have been without seat covers. And let's pull off the bottom. This one's going to be a little more challenging because I have it strapped underneath, but we should be able to get to it. There are 2 straps that run from front to back, and they clip together. I actually removed the seats to get them installed really well, but I think I can reach them. All right, so I got those 2 clips disconnected underneath. that's off enough for you guys to see, but I'm actually pretty pleased. This side bolstering here is like in really good shape. I was kind of worried. Now there is a fair bit of dirt in these corners right here, because obviously that's where your gaps are in your seat cover, so there is some dirt in there, but overall this has held up really well. Obviously you're going to have some crinkling in your seat because that's not going to stop the weight transfer through the seat cover, but these are in really good shape. So I'm very happy to see that. Obviously 80,000 miles, there is going to be some wear on here, but very pleased. I don't see any tears or anything. There's a little bit of cracking right here. Just looks a little bit dried out, but overall these look pretty good. You can see the side bolstering on here is actually a good bit thicker than the center. It's just like kind of a thin fabric right in the middle that's kind of separating from the backing, but the side bolstering here is a lot thicker. They have these thick pads sewn in here that stick in the side of your seat to hold that in place, and that's worked really well. And then here's your straps that run from the front to the back, and there's a strap that I fed in through here and have clipped underneath as well. For the top, you have this piece that pulls from the front through to the back, and then this will Velcro onto the back, and then you have these two straps which you can pull onto your seat and clip this in place. And then you obviously have the pocket on the rear of the seat. Again, as with the passenger side, there's a bit of fading right in this area. I think mostly because I have the windows open when I'm driving. The sun's beating on this area and the wind rushing against it. So there will be some fading, but where I sat and everything, that really hasn't faded much. It's still pretty dark. You can see the color difference right there. The back and everything hasn't faded. That's held up pretty well. And the back actually has a little bit thicker padding than where you sit. So now the one reason I think that the side bolstering did not hold up that good right here is right here in the middle, there's actually no padding right here. There's padding here and no, not here either. So really there's just padding right here on the side, but they should have had some more padding right in this area to protect that side bolster. And I think I would definitely review these a little bit higher if they had that in there. That's definitely a piece that would be nice to have since they do have it in other places. But overall for the price, I can't really complain. I think if these were about $120 for the pair, which isn't that bad. I paid significantly more for the neoprene covers in my truck. However, given the choice of the two, I would go for the neoprene, but for the price, these are not bad. And they did protect my seat a lot more than not having anything on there. So if you're on a budget, these will work, especially if you're not putting a ton of miles on your vehicle and you really just kind of want to protect it from the sun too. These will be a good investment. However, if you're putting a lot of miles on your car or vehicle, I would definitely recommend going with the neoprene seat covers. And again, I have a review of those on my truck and that'll be linked in the description. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks again to my brother for doing the intro for me. All right, thanks, bud. I hope this video maybe helped you make a wise purchasing decision. And if you guys have any comments or questions, please let me know. I have a few more videos of the Camaro up on the channel, but I have a lot more coming. I actually did a full engine swap on this video that we shot. Have to edit it. Not looking forward to it, but we have a ton of videos waiting to be put up on the channel on my car. So if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. We have a ton of other DIY videos on our other vehicles as well. So stick around. Hope to see you guys here again. And again, any comments, questions, let us know. Thanks for watching. Peace.